The sin against the Spirit again. The church is a living organism made up of sinful human beings, so it's always in need of reform. The church is always defective, always sick, always, you might even say, dying. The church blunders like Peter, but somehow, without us understanding how, the Spirit guides her back. The joy is that the Holy Spirit has always been present in the church and always comes to the rescue. Because the Spirit is in her, that is another sense in which we say that the church is holy. Any group that grows big enough to be called an organization has some kind of spirit within it that gives it life. But any organization that has developed beyond a certain point feels an urge to turn upon its own spirit and eliminate it. That is a kind of sin against the Spirit, its own spirit, that happens to big organizations, and the church is not immune to it. Our modern economy is based on the provision of goods and services. The key words are specialization and separation. For example, the electricity company makes electricity. I use it and I pay for it. I don't need to know how electricity is produced. I go into a shop or a supermarket to buy food. I have very little interest in how the food is produced. I choose only as much as I feel I need. I pay for it at the checkout and I go. The danger we face as church is similar. There is the producing church, staffed by specialists. The Pope, the bishops, priests, brothers and nuns. They provide a wide range of things from spiritual comfort and deliverance to religious knowledge. And then there is the consuming church, you lay people, who consume the goods and services that we clergy produce. In that sort of situation, we all lose out, especially lay people, because they are no longer part of the church. They can no longer say we about the church, but only it. I always feel frustrated when I hear Catholics, especially good practicing Catholics, say, the church should do this, or the church should do that, as if they were not the church. The church becomes an external service supplier that supplies goodness and enlightenment or whatever. As a supplier, the church loses all authority. A consumer expects to receive what he wants rather than what he needs. And one of the marks of a supplier is that it supplies what the consumer wants. After all, there are always other suppliers if you don't like the one you've got. Looking back in history, the church has got herself into many questionable states and situations, but rescue has always come from people and from the Holy Spirit. The one cure for a sick or dying church is the life-giving power of the Spirit. The Spirit is in the church as a whole, and it is in each of us. It is the Spirit we must pray to keep the church full of that life. And we too must do our part, because the Spirit works through all of us. Just as my relationship with God must be an I-thou relationship, so my relationship with the church must be an I-we relationship. No other way has life. After talking about the church and the Spirit, baptism comes next. Baptism is the work of the Spirit, and it is administered by the church. The topic for the next talk is, I confess one baptism for the forgiveness of sins.